5 women with inspirational stories of hope have come together to set up a new brain injury support group. They've all experienced the trauma of witnessing a loved one suffer a life-changing brain injury, and now they've pooled their knowledge to help others in the same situation. Now, Lynn Newman is one of those involved and joins us now. Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning.
Awful story when I read about what you've been through. Could you tell us what happened?
Well, I mean, it goes back now to October in 2007, and my son Stuart, who was 25 then, was going off to work, and sadly he had a car accident on the way to work and got the dreaded phone call from the police, and then made our way to Frimley Hospital where he was taken.
And how badly injured was he at that stage?
I mean, they said they'd put him into an induced coma, and he was like that for quite considerable time.
And then he came out of the coma, and how has he been left out after that?
He was at Frimley for 6 months, and then was moved to the Royal Hospital for Neurodisability at Putney.
Yeah.
And he was in a very sort of vegetative state initially, and minimally aware, and he's still there now.
Lynn, I mean, it's incredible that you've set this up, this new charity. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, well, in the ward that we were in Putney, was Devonshire ward, and it just so happened that all of us were there at the same time with loved ones, whether they be a son or a husband, and we sort of really supported each other within that time. We were able to sort of share things with each other, perhaps even hug each other, just because we were feeling quite low at times.
Of course.
And somehow, because we gave each other that support, we thought that perhaps it would be brilliant to be able to give other people that same support, which we didn't have at that time from any other source, that we would like to give that to other people that are going through this horrible thing.
Now, you're talking about very severe brain injuries, because there are other charities, aren't there?
Oh, amazing job.
Yeah.
I mean, like Headway, they do a brilliant job. And we even went to, all of us on block, we went to a conference that was held by Headway in London, and it was magnificent what they were doing. But we just realised at that time that, in fact, there was nothing for somebody whose loved one was actually very minimally aware or even vegetative state.
Goodness me, Lynn. So can you tell us what the website is?
Yeah, sure. It's www.braininjurygroup.org.uk.
And it's there for people who just need somebody to share this experience, somebody that will understand, I presume. Well,
I mean, yes, it's not only a website, there is a forum there as well. And in fact, the very first day that sort of the web address went out, we had a young lady actually contact us and has put her story on the forum already. And so, I mean, as far as we were concerned, if we could help one person, this was really worth it. And obviously that has happened already. And also our stories are on there and other links. And so, yeah, it's been really good fun doing, and we really do enjoy each other's company, which is good.
Lynn, do you think it's with the help of these other people that's kept you going? Because I don't think anybody can imagine where that strength to keep going comes from.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think we all have our low days. I think that goes without saying. And in a way, we're all sort of mourning, and it's a constant mourning. That never goes away. But there's some sort of hope there, and we never say never, and you never know what is going to happen.
Oh, wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful to talk to you, Lynn. And give us that website again, please.
Yes, it's www.braininjurygroup.org.uk.
Thank you very much indeed. Lynn Newman there, whose son Stuart had a car accident in 2007, and 4 years on, he's still at the Royal Hospital for Neurodisability in Putney.
What an inspiring story.
Absolutely.
And Lynn did say to us that he has limited means of communication, but what he's managed to achieve is a minor miracle in itself, and a testament to his effort and his focus, and of course the support and love of everybody around him.
But I think that's the thing, whenever these ghastly awful things, is to get the support. I think whatever these awful stories that we hear, and actually some very uplifting and very incredibly positive stories, that it's always what you hear from everybody is about support. And there are sometimes when you think you're the only person that's going through it. I remember we talked a few weeks ago to Ruby Wax about depression on many levels, and she was saying that it's about coming out and saying, I need to talk, I need to help, I need to be able to communicate with other
But also, I suppose,
people.
were we, God forbid, to have been through something ourselves like that, you would kind of think, yes, people are sympathetic and loving and caring. They can't possibly really know what
Nobody
you're
can
going through.
No, not
unless
that.
somebody has also, God forbid, endured it. And that's why I suppose what they're doing is so important, because you know somebody has absolute knowledge and understanding of what you and the family are enduring.
I remember when my mum died, it's now 14 and a half years ago, but when my mum died, everybody was fantastic, and the letters and the phone calls and everything. But there were a few people who'd also lost a parent and a mum who you just thought, when you talk to them, that there were sort of silly little things, and I mean, just really odd things that you'd miss or that you'd want, or you want to pick up the telephone, those simple things, and nobody would understand unless they'd actually gone through it. And I'm not saying that nobody's sympathetic, because I think most people on the whole are. 99.9% people do understand, but there's just somebody that's been through exactly the same thing as you that can go, ah.
See, my wife's best friend, Jackie, as you know, recently lost her father. She lost her mother some years ago.